Assalamu alaikum, welcome my dear students. Inshallah today we'll talk about paper 6. والنهارده هنتكلم how to answer paper 6. Firstly, there are some instructions you should do to be able to answer paper 6. أولا, firstly you have to study or to focus on about or extremely 5 chapters. The first one is electrolysis. The first chapter is electrolysis. Second chapter is separation techniques. First chapter is the syllabus. Separation techniques. Second chapter is test of cations and anions. It is very important chapter. مهم جدا to study hard. Because there is a question, full question. In each exam about this. يبقى test of cations and anions. What about the following chapter? The following chapter is electrolysis. We talked about electrolysis. Next chapter we'll talk about how to use watch, or how to read thermometer, and so on. So there are some chapters which are very important. You have to study hard. Let's start to answer first question, and I have to remember the common instructions such as write with black pen. You can use your calculator at the exam. First question. The table gives the boiling points for alcohols. عشان كده هنتكلم دلوقتي على alcohols. The boiling point of butanol 117, boiling point of ethanol 79, boiling point of pentanol 138, boiling point of propanol 97. So the boiling point is the point at which liquid start to change into vapor. Remember that. Firstly, the apparatus shown, الجهاز اللي قدامنا ده, can be used to obtain propanol from a mixture or containing butanol, ethanol, pentanol, and propanol. So this is a separation techniques or a method for separation of propanol from this mixture, or from a mixture of alcohols containing propanol. It is called condensation. It is called condensation depending on the boiling point or evaporation of propanol. Firstly, yes, we have here the apparatus which is used in the condensation process. The apparatus is composed of 1A is thermometer, to measure the temperature at which condensation occurs for one component of the mixture. B is called condenser or Liebig condenser. The two right, condenser. Let's read the question, and remember there is electric heater instead of Bunsen burner, to provide this mixture with temperature, which required to the process of evaporation or condensation. First question, name the items of the apparatus. We said A is thermometer, B is condenser, next, name this method. We said that this method is called condensation. No, fractional distillation. This method is called fractional distillation. So explain why it is safer to heat the mixture of alcohols in this way shown in the rather than using Bunsen burner. Okay, so the examiner asks us about why we use this electrical burner, this electric heater, instead of Bunsen burner. Okay, instead of Bunsen burner or the flame of Bunsen burner. Why? I think because if we use the Bunsen burner, you have to understand that alcohols, okay, we separate alcohols in this beaker, so it will evaporate. Alcohols can evaporate at the room temperature. Okay, so maybe because of alcohol is flammable, okay, can burn. Okay, it cannot be separated by using the Bunsen burner. So because alcohols are flammable, it is right, flammable. Let's move to the next question. Describe how propanol can be obtained from a mixture using data in the table. So he asks us about how describe. So you have to remember that the mark is 2, so you have to write 2 steps. To obtain propanol from a mixture using the previous apparatus. 1. Firstly, we have to heat to remove the ethanol. Okay, then collect propanol. Firstly, we have to heat to remove ethanol. Okay, to remove ethanol. Second step, okay, have to collect propanol at 79 degrees Celsius. 79 degrees Celsius. So very easy 2 steps. Heating first, then fix the temperature at 97 degrees Celsius and collect the propanol. Okay, but firstly you have to remove ethanol because the boiling point of ethanol is about ethanol is 79 degrees Celsius. 79 degrees Celsius. So first remove ethanol. First heat to remove ethanol. To remove ethanol, the first step. Next step is collecting propanol. Collecting propanol at 97 degrees Celsius. Okay, because if you heat the mixture to 97 degrees Celsius, we will have, without removing ethanol, we will have ethanol as the mixture. Next question. Explain why the Pearson diagram cannot be used to obtain butanol from the mixture. Okay. Let's move back to the apparatus shown. As you see, this apparatus consists of conical flask, okay, immersed in water. So what about the boiling point of water? The boiling point of water is 100. So the maximum temperature or the maximum heat will carry to this conical flask is 100 degrees Celsius. So what about the boiling point of butanol? The boiling point of butanol 170. So we cannot get the temperature that enable us to separate butanol. So back to the question, we will answer it as follows. Because boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, and boiling point of butanol is as we said 117. okay 117 is 117 يعني the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius واحنا حاطين الكونيكال فلاسك in water bath عشان كده ما نقدرش to obtain temperature greater than 100 ازاي هنحصل عليها عشان كده ما نقدرش نفصل البيوتانول لانه محتاج temperature او الهيت توصل الى 117 degree Celsius okay let's move to the next question. The next question said an student investigated the mass of lead 2 iodide. يعني في student بيحاول يحسب الماس of lead iodide precipitate الراسب بتاع lead iodide من reaction اللي قدامنا ده. This reaction is between potassium iodide and the lead nitrate. This will give us lead iodide and potassium nitrate. So we want to calculate the mass of lead iodide using different masses of potassium iodide. Firstly, experiment 1, okay, he's using a measuring cylinder or 50 cubic centimeter measuring cylinder to calculate 25 centimeter cubed. Okay, remember that if you have a question about measuring cylinder, it is okay fast way to calculate 25 centimeter cubed, but it is not accurate than using a pipette. Okay, next he used a clean 50 centimeter measuring cylinder also to obtain 10 centimeter cubed of lead nitrate. Then at the end, at the end he calculated the mass of potassium iodide. Let's move to the next experiment 2. He repeated experiment 1. Okay, experiment 1, which is talked about taking about 25 centimeter cubed of potassium iodide and added 1 centimeter cubed of lead nitrate using what's called measuring cylinder, not pipette. Okay, but in that time he used aqueous nitrate, larger volume aqueous nitrate, and third experiment he used a larger volume than experiment 2. At the next step he used or in experiment 4 he used a larger volume than the volume used in experiment 3, and so on till he arrived to experiment 7. Firstly, okay, experiment 1, we have here some variables. Volume of aqueous potassium iodide 25, measuring cylinder diagram for aqueous lead 2 nitrate, volume of aqueous lead iodide 10, mass of lead iodide, he found that the mass is 1.4. okay, next experiment number 2, the reading of the measuring cylinder will be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, so it will be 16. Second reading is at experiment 3, 20, 21, 22, 23. Next, or the fourth experiment, okay, here 30 will move back to 29. Next, or fifth experiment, we also have here 40 at 39. The next reading 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Okay, the last experiment is 50, 59, 58. okay, I calculate from here because here 50, I'll move back, okay, 59, 58, and the mass calculated was 5.1, the last mass at this experiment. Okay, so be aware, okay, of any point at the head of the question. Plot a result from experiment 1 to 7, يعني نرسم طبعا كل reading اللي عملناها دي. Draw to straight lines. خلي بالك we will have a straight line يعني we will draw it using ruler okay, using ruler not with your hand. Okay, remember that we have two ways to draw our readings: a smooth line using your hand or straight lines using the ruler. Okay, so we have here a relation between what? Between mass of lead iodide and the volume of aqueous lead nitrate, and the mass. First we have to calculate one here from the خلي بالنا from here 0 to 1 we have how many here? 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So each line here represents 0.1 and each line here 0 1 2 represent 1. Remember that. Okay, so first reading is 25 is 16 and 23 lead nitrate and the mass 16 and 2.3 16 2.3 2.3 and 16. Okay, 0 1 0 1 2. Okay, maybe here. Okay, now where is the mass? Okay, the mass is on the y-axis. So here the volume of aqueous nitrate, which is 16 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. So 16 here. So I'm drawing with my hand, so it is difficult. Okay, 2.3 2.3 2 2.1 2.2 2.3 here, 2.3 here. Okay, between them. So here from 16 2.3. so the line will be like that. Okay, second one 23 and 3.3 23. Okay, 2021 and 223 so 23 and 3 point maybe here. Okay, so I'm not accurate in drawing because I'm using my hand. So the next reading you have to be accurate, okay, and draw and find the point accurately. Number 4 25 and 29 25 20 21 22 23 24 25 25 and 3.3 4.1 20 29 no not 25 29 and 4.1 29 and 4.1 29. Okay, maybe here. So at the end you will obtain your straight line such as that. Okay, such as this. So you will draw it accurately from your graph. Deduce the mass of lead 2 iodide precipitate that would be formed at experiment 1. Okay, was repeated using 20 centimeter cubed of aqueous lead 2 nitrate. هنا هو عاوز طبعا الماس اللي لو احنا جينا عند 20 هم رايح عند 20 هنا اوكي. طبعا لازم اكمل الجراف بتاعي، يبقى كده اوكي ستريت طبعا، واروح عند 20 ودرو ودرو لاين عند 20 هنا خلاص، ودرو لاين عند 20. شوف الماس هنا، الماس تقريبا هيطلع مع from your drawing مثلا 2.8 2.1 او 2.3 زي ما يطلع، يعني المهم انت هتعمله accurately. اوكي طيب، وزي ما يطلع عندك هيطلع مثلا 2 او 2.1 او 2.3 او 1.1 زي ما يطلع ترسم. اوكي. Explain why the same mass of precipitate formed experiment 5, experiment 6 and experiment 7. Why? Because all potassium iodide reacted. لأن هنا all، يعني لو رحنا هنا experiment 5 to 7 زي ما احنا شايفين هنا بنلاقي الماس the mass equal. Masses are equal here. Why? Because the reaction stopped. The reaction what? Stopped. The reaction stopped. So you can say because the reaction stopped, all potassium iodide reacted. All potassium iodide reacted. All potassium iodide reacted. Okay? This is so easy and direct question. Sketch on the grid. يعني على الجريد اللي عندك دي. The graph you would expect if all of the experiment was repeated using aqueous potassium iodide with half of the concentration. لو ان احنا استخدمنا البوتاسيوم ايودايد في الهاف of the concentration، اكيد يبقى الماكسيموم ماس اوف precipitate 2.8 خلاص. وطبعا هيبقى الماكسيموم ماس او الماكسيموم ماس reached at half volume of plotted graph. خلاص. يبقى الماكسيموم ماس will be 2.5 اهو. الماكسيموم ماس هنا هيبقى 2.5 هنا الماكسيموم ماس يبقى. الماكسيموم ماس هنا يبقى 2.5 يعني مش هنوصل لفوق هنا، يبقى الماكسيموم ماس هنا 2.5. الماكسيموم ماس يبقى الكيرف هنا ده الكيرف بس، and you'll delete those. الجزء ده من الكيرف will not be found. اوكي. يبقى عندنا نص اللاين بس، نص لاين، لان اقصى ما وصلناش هنا زي المره اللي فاتت الى هنا. لو كملناها لازم نوصل 5.1 هنا كده 5.1. فالجزء التاني ده مش هيبقى موجود خالص، ما ده نص اللاين ده بس. يبقى if we used okay half of the concentration, the maximum mass will be 2.5 gram. The maximum mass you don't need to write it, but I'm writing it to show it to all students. Okay, the maximum mass will be 2.5. okay. State why using 25 centimeter cube pipette to measure the volume of aqueous potassium iodide would be improvement, more accurate. Okay, more accurate. Okay. State why 25 centimeter cubed pipette could not be used to measure the volume if aqueous lead to nitrate in each experiment. يعني هو في الاكسبيرمنت اسكاس ليه في المرة الأولى we used ممكن نستخدم pipette، والمرة الثانية we cannot use خلاص to measure. okay. we have البيبت دايما لها fixed volume، يعني البيبت لها حجم ثابت. البيبت الفيكسد فوليوم بتاع البيبت هو 25 هنقول له، لكن احنا في الاكسبيرمنت الثانيه محتاجين كام؟ خلاص to measure volume of aqueous اللي هو 10. طبعا احنا محتاجين نقيس 10، فبالتالي اي بيبت عندنا all pipet have a fixed volume such as 25 smallest one 25. so بنقول answer it because pipette have fixed volume. Pipette has fixed volume. Fixed فوليوم. اوكي، هنقول له لان البيبت لها فيكسد فوليوم، خلاص ما نقدرش نستخدمها في تحديد الاكيوس ليد نايتريت اللي هو 10 سنتيمتر كيوب، لان البيبت اللي موجود عندنا 25 سنتيمتر كيوب. خلاص، ما فيكسد فوليوم. اوكي. Describe how the solid lead iodide can be separated from reaction mixture and its mass found. هنا هنرجع بقى للسيبريشن تكنيكس. هو عندك طبعا في النهايه انت كونيكال فلاسك بقى عندك هنا طبعا بريسبيتيت، بقى عندك هنا بريسبيتيت كده من الليد نيتريت هنا، ومع البريسبيتيت ده طبعا في ليكويد معاه، في ليكويد. طبعا to separate this precipitate، عشان نفصل البريسبيتيت ده from the liquid we have to follow the filtration process. يبقى اقول له filter wash and dry، اقول له filter wash the residue. طبعا هنعمل عملية filtration. خلاص، هناخد ده او let's delete it. هنعمل عملية filtration في كونيكال فلاسك تانية using this funnel وفلتر paper. حط طبعا هنا الميكستشر. The mixture will be separated. Then the filtration process. Filter first mark. Second mark, wash the residue. residue. 3 dry بقى the residue. هنجففه طبعا. Dry the residue. So thank you very much for listening. This was two first question of 2020 exam. Inshallah, next video will explain the other two or the next two questions. Thank you, my friend. Goodbye.